control. Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken, and their income soars. Hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose a masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome. Today I'm going to be talking. I feel like I talk about this every now and then, but it keeps coming up. So we're going to keep talking about it because people need to know about this. All right. So there's a lot of like haters online. There's a lot of people who like to talk crap about everyone on the internet. Recently, even we were talking some shit about like Akash and his wife and stuff, and how like that relationship's like looks a little weird from the outside. But this is just a normal part of life. Like if you have any sort of attention on you, people are going to criticize you. They're going to nitpick everything that you do, everything that you put out into the world. And that is okay. That is literally perfectly fine. That is to be expected. And you know what? If you can't handle it, then do nothing, be nothing, because that's the only way you're going to get around it. So actually, having people talk shit about you, having haters, having any sort of like negativity come towards you, that's actually a sign. It's probably the ultimate sign that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, that you are somebody, right? So it's not a bad thing when you really think about it. Yeah, like people are judging and whatever, and they're like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't allow that. I wouldn't say that. Blah, 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 blah. But the reality is, who are they? And they're talking about you. So that's all it is. Look, and it's normal. It's normal to look to people who are a little bit above us or have a little more going on and like judge how they're living their lives or whatever. It's totally fine. It's normal. All right. So instead of thinking about like all the hate and negativity coming towards you while you're trying to do something in the world, better yourself in some way, instead of thinking about it as a horrible thing or whatever, we're going to change that today. We're going to make it a positive thing. We're going to make a positive mindset shift, because there's benefits to having people talk crap about you, right? So let's see, like one really good one is, okay, let's think about like one time that somebody was talking crap about me, right? They were talking crap about me because the guy that they liked me, and it was their way to like lower my value or to self-soothe themselves that like I'm a bad person, or to kind of like ruin my reputation so that people would not like me and that person in particular wouldn't like me as much, whatever. Would they have done that if I wasn't a threat? No. Nobody wants to talk crap about, no one wants to humble, no one wants to lower, no one wants to talk crap about someone who isn't doing better than them. It's natural. We all do it. There's nobody who's above this. It doesn't exist. I'm sorry. It doesn't exist. So you can make fun of people, you can do whatever, but just know like this is why it happens. It's always an ulterior motive. And that's fine. We're human, guys. It's going to happen. But anyways, let's talk about a few ways that like haters or envious people will show you that they're envious, right? The first one, it's going to be purposeful misunderstanding. So this is when you say something, you try to make a joke, maybe it doesn't come out right, and they go, aha, I can use that. And I'm going to twist your words and make you look like the bad person, make you sound like a bad person. And then I'm going to get everyone to know about it, like spread it around as much as possible, right? So they'll twist your words or your actions intentionally with the intention to misrepresent you as a bad person. This often isn't very public. It's a rally to others to also turn against you. So they'll take something very neutral that you said or did completely out of context to accuse you of being insensitive, evil, conniving, a horrible person, right? So, whereas if you have a huge amount of like content about someone, you can always nitpick little things because nobody is perfect. Like that's just normal. Like everybody's going to say some stupid shit. Back in the day, it was understood that everyone was going to say some stupid shit because we weren't being filmed all the time. We weren't tweeting all the time. There was no public record. So we would just say stupid shit. And then the next day, we wouldn't believe it and nobody cared because there was no public record. So that way, if somebody went out of their way to talk shit about something you did or said, everybody else kind of like knew. It was more like, oh, I know why they're doing this. They don't like you. They're jealous of you. They're trying to make you look bad. They're trying to steal your boyfriend. They're trying to steal your girlfriend. They're trying to get your get the promotion that you're trying to get. They're trying to do whatever, right? We always knew like that's what it was. This is the game of life. We're all playing, whether you want to be a part of it or not. And saying I'm too good to play the game, you're playing it whether you're playing it well or not. Like just because you're doing bad at it doesn't mean you're not playing it. We're all like doing it. So anyways, just because like, yes, I mean, it happens too. Oh my God. All right. So the next one is they will spread rumors or gossip. So this is when someone is actually malicious. Like one thing is taking what you said out of context or specifically cherry picking things and making a compilation, which the internet loves to do, of all the bad things that you've ever slipped up and said, which I personally, I try to say as many messed up things as possible so that somebody who has the time can make a compilation to, help, get me some eyeballs. Because at this point, I think it's the only way you could go viral now. People they like hate people and like that's what gets them views now. It's like kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Look, but when you're completely fabricating, like you're maybe using AI to make someone do something that they didn't do, like that's where you're heading into like super malicious evil territory. Or you're whispering lies to mutual friends or colleagues trying to get that promotion, or you're trying to damage someone's reputation that they didn't even do any of the things you're saying, or you're overly exaggerating to the point where it's like pretty serious now. Like now we're talking about like you are legit an evil person. But there's a lot of evil people in the world. So whether or not you choose to be one, you're going to be surrounded by them, unfortunately. Especially if you have to go outside, enter the world, enter the workforce, work with other people. That's why I would say definitely be like a solopreneur if you can, or do some sort of online work so you never have to be in an office setting, because office settings, this is where this stuff really goes crazy. Like one thing is when you're in high school, there's some high school drama, but it's not going to be too serious. It's not going to affect your money, right? High school drama doesn't affect your money. College drama doesn't always affect your money. But once you are working, now it's going to affect your money, because now these people who are using this stuff against you, that can affect whether or not you get the promotions or whatever. And now you have to play these stupid games. And the freaking corporate culture is why there are so many like passive loser people that allow bad people to like spread their crap. That's why corporations, because once they start talking about money, once they start like, you're afraid to lose your money. When you're afraid to lose your job, you're going to agree to things that you normally wouldn't agree to because you don't have any agency over your life. So get some agency over your life, because hello, otherwise then you have to keep your mouth shut to injustice, which is pretty sad. The next is, okay, when people dislike you or they're envious, they're going to use passive aggressive behavior. They'll make snide little remarks, disguise jokes as compliments. Maybe like they're saying, it's nice to have all that free time. I get this a lot. Like so many, like some of my best best and longest friends are haters. Like, but I call them out on it like immediately. I'm like, I know what you're doing, bitches. I know what you're doing. What was it? One of my good friends, he was like, oh my God, Kat, like it would be so nice to have all that free time. And I'm like, stop hating me. I'm a woman. You're a dude. You're supposed to be out there working. Don't be like coming at me because I have free time. It's like, no, I didn't mean it like that. Oh my God. It's like, shut up. We know what people are doing. And it's important to call them out when they do this because you should not have your boundaries disrespected. But at the same time, just know we're humans. This is human nature. Yes, we all have them. Look, to say that any of us are above being friends with haters is ridiculous. We're all friends with some haters. There's some people who hate us a little bit. And sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a hater around just to like kind of check you in case you're saying something stupid. Because you know they're going to call you out immediately. Maybe like you're talking some mad shit. You're like, I believe blah, 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 blah. You're talking your mad shit. And since they hate you, they're going to pick it up right away and call you out on it to try to humiliate you. But maybe you were saying some stupid shit and you have to like rethink and recalibrate. Do I really believe that? Am I just talking mad shit? And it could be useful, right? Look, they're not completely useless. All right. The next one is they will do direct insults or criticize you directly, openly attack you, openly attack your character, your appearance. Shout out to Simperius and talking about my fat arms, which I don't even have, but whatever. They'll openly insult your like choices and try to provoke you. And shout out to Simperius because this is like his MO. He's like a big hater on the internet, calling you names, belittling your opinions or in conversations. I mean, Damon does that to me all the time. We still keep him around because Damon's cool. Just, whatever, human nature. Okay, the next is ignoring or excluding you. So that's when like the cool kids will invite the other cool kids to the party, but like purposely leave you out. Like, that it happens. It is how it is. Or look, this is something in like a job. You're all trying to get this promotion, right? So maybe someone's like, okay, we have to have like a company gathering, invite everybody. But since you're in charge of inviting everybody and you're a secret snake, there's this one person who's like also in line to get a promotion that you want. So then you purposely forget to invite them, right? Oh no, I forgot. These people are out there. They'll definitely do that to you. So the next is sabotaging your effort. So they will try to undermine your work or goals, such as withholding information you need to know, like what I just said, or taking credit for your ideas or creating obstacles in your project. I had a boss who hated me and she would pull out like my files, like stuff from my files. So then when we would get audited, I would have missing paperwork, but I caught her. Right. So just remember, like, these people are fucking everywhere because like you're a threat to them. So now they got to like put you down. And this is the world we live in. Oh, I don't hang out with people like that. Really? Well, does that mean you don't go outside? Because everywhere, even if I personally am not going to do that like maliciously, I'm still going to talk crap and maybe gossip like I do about like, Akash's wife because it's freaking funny and it's human nature to talk shit and gossip. And I'm still a woman and women like gossip. What are you going to do? How are you going to stop it? How are you going to stop it? It's human nature. But, just know that you have propensity to do these things and you have to control yourself. And definitely do not be envious. And the best way to not be envious is just to really just not participate in society. Just don't do it. Just work for yourself. Be really good with and close with your family and your close friends. And like, just as much as possible, try to keep outside influences outside of yourself. And then you'll be more sane. Anyways, the next one is people who mock your achievements. Like, oh, I got this scholarship, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you just got that because I felt bad for you. Really? I thought it was achievement based. No, isn't it not achievement based? They're just give it to you because you're like, brown or something. Like these are the type of bullshits that people would say. Who gives a crap? Whatever. They're jealous. I get it. It happens. Whatever. Or whatever. Okay. The next one, they will disguise their envy as concern. So this is when they say something like, Oh, it's Superius is here. Okay. Yes. So they pretend to worry about you and highlight your flaws. I'm worried about how you're such a skank. I'm worried about how you're like always on the internet. I'm worried about how, you're doing this or that. I'm worried. I'm so worried. They're not worried. They want to cut down your ambition. They want you to look. I know like Simperius enjoys hurting people. This is how he gets his rocks off. So like you can either accept him and people like him, or you can try to fight it and you're not gonna, whatever. You can't go and do anything if you're like afraid of everybody talking shit, because that's what people do. All right. The next is online trolling or harassment. They'll leave in negative comments, spam your posts. Look, sometimes when you're really bored, when I'm really bored, let's just own this. Sometimes when I'm really bored, I'll like see people complaining about someone, like they're in a relationship and they're like complaining about like, oh my God, I hate my ex. And then, I know how to trigger people. And sometimes you just need like a little cheap dopamine and you just go, next time you should choose better. Or I can't relate to this. And then they get so mad. Online trolling. It's a hobby, a sport, and Simperius is going to teach a master class on online trolling. For anyone who's interested, please reach out to him and he will teach you how to online troll for cheap dopamine. This is very important. Okay, the next one is body language cues. So when people dislike you, they will show disdain non-verbally. Eye rolling, sighing dramatically, turning away when you speak, conveying contempt without words, right? Anyways, and then you'll see some things. Okay, the next is intimidating or copying you negatively. So like mimicking your style, your habits, or mocking how you speak. I mean, we all do that to each other. I think that's also how we bond. So like there's a line. Your close friends that love you will mock you and your enemies will mock you, but there's a different feeling when the people who love you do it and the people who want to destroy you do it. And you have to like really be like nuanced to perceive these type of differences. Anyways, the next is gaslighting. Make you doubt your reality, denying events, twisting facts, insisting that never happened, trying to make you question your sanity. It happens. Everybody does it, whatever, a little bit. Or when somebody gets caught, right? They like to gaslight. I don't remember that. That didn't happen. I didn't say that. I didn't do that. People look, just because someone gaslights you doesn't always mean that they're like the worst person in the world, but it's something to pay attention to. Sometimes people do it because they got caught and they're trying to protect themselves, right? Sometimes they're purposely doing it to you and you didn't do anything to them, and that's malicious and that's evil. So again, discernment and nuance are very important. Next, we have competitive undermining. So when you have a rival, especially one that you don't know you have, which women usually have these way more than men, you'll have rivals you don't know you have, which is crazy. They'll highlight your failures while ignoring their own, and they'll constantly compare themselves to you, but like be more favorable to themselves. It happens, right? The next is withholding support. And this is really important when you want to know if you have friends or a frenemy. Are they withholding support? They refuse to help you or celebrate you, even in the tiniest way. So like maybe they will specifically follow you, see everything. Like I have so many people who do this to me. So many people that are long-term friends or family members that will like look at everything I do, every single thing. They will not like or comment, but they will watch everything from start to finish so they can talk shit about me later, or so that they can catch something that I say wrong at one moment so they can twist it. People do that all the time. If you don't want that to happen, don't do anything in your life. Just have no goals and nothing to talk about, and no one will talk about you. The next is recruiting allies, so they will rally others to their side to badmouth you, right? Everybody does this a little bit. Like when Teriak pissed me off, I went around and I told everybody that he pissed me off. Nobody's too good to do this. At the same time, I don't wish anything bad on him, but he pissed me off. Anyways, so let's go back to some reasons why people do this to you specifically, right? Especially if you're trying to better yourself, get that promotion, do anything that anyone else would want to do. If you dare try to do anything that someone else wants to do, this is going to happen. So if everybody likes you, you have to remember this, you're probably compromising your true self, because being disliked means that you are living more authentically, or you're just being a regular, normal person, right? You're not trying to be calculated or protective or weak. You're just trying to be authentic. And that attracts the right people when you're authentic, and it also attracts haters, right? But you can't have one in life without the other. So people pleasing always leads to very shallow connections, and authenticity will always lead to deeper connections plus haters. So if you're shallow, you won't have any haters because no one's threatened by you, but you also won't have very deep connections. So think of like a time where you might have avoided saying or doing something because you didn't want people to dislike you or think you were mean or whatever. Like there's one time, this old job that I had, they were trying to force us to force volunteering, right? And they were trying, and like I knew if like you didn't do it, like they would shame you, they would attack you, they would do all these things. But I just said, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. No. And I swear, like, it was like person after person came into my office trying to like talk down to me. Ridiculous stuff. And then I didn't do it. And like they would not tell other people that I didn't do it because they didn't want that type of attitude to spread. But they would try to like say, like, we're not going to give you a promotion. You're not a team player. Like, I don't give a shit. The best thing I ever did was say, I don't care about this job, so you can't control me. So that really makes you scary to people who like try to control like this. But again, in order to do that, you got to probably work for yourself, start your own company, because if you work for other people, they're going to like steamroll you. Anyways, authenticity will always breed dislike. So let's see. All right. Okay. Next one. Dislike will fuel your personal growth. Like I mentioned before, when someone criticizes and dislikes you, they also are giving you feedback. So they might alert you to something that you're doing that's kind of stupid or wrong or looks bad or whatever, right? Like sometimes your friends will be like, hey, you're acting stupid. Or hey, that was kind of rude what you said. Or hey, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? And then you're like, okay, maybe I should think about that. Maybe I overstepped. Maybe I said something stupid. Maybe I did something wrong. It happens. And it's good to listen to your haters sometimes. Just like say, okay, the hater said this. Is this true? Do I feel like this is true in any way before I dismiss it? And them probably. So it can definitely highlight any blind spots you have, and it motivates you to self-reflect. So you can really turn that around. The next one. Dislike actually indicates you are successful and that you have boundaries, because people hate people with boundaries. So one of the reasons why we were talking about Akash and his wife a few streams ago was because it looked like from the outside looking in that he doesn't have any boundaries. And this is a cautionary tale. You need to have boundaries. He is successful, but he doesn't have boundaries. So cultivate boundaries. and success. You have to have both to be a strong, authentic person. You need boundaries. Hey, I don't put up with that. Hey, you don't talk about me like that. Hey, I'm not going to still hang out with you if you keep doing this behavior. Boundaries. And then, success. Work on yourself. Get yourself out there. Do what you need to do. Have goals in your life and be actively pursuing them. So remember, as you achieve goals, as you set healthy boundaries, dislike and envy are going to come at you. They're going to slap you in the face because this is how the world works. The more you work on yourself, the more the world will slap you in the face for doing it. It's just a byproduct of progress. It's not a flaw. It's not a bug in the system. This is just how it is. Accept it, feel it, embrace it. Okay. So competition will always breed envy and haters because it's a marker of progress. If you don't have a chance to get that promotion, nobody's trying to sabotage you. If you don't have a chance to get the better guy or girl, nobody's sabotaging you. Right? I remember when I introduced my husband to my friends, and I had a group of like maybe 30 kids, teenagers, young adults, 20s, whatever. And when he met them, the first thing that the boys did was they got together and they were basically like, we need to get rid of him. What can we say about, and I'm in earshot. I'm like hearing this. I'm like, what, you guys are plotting to get rid of him? You guys are plotting to say rumors about him. I can hear you. I have excellent hearing. But that was because they felt threatened. Immediately when they saw him, they felt threatened and they had to destroy him or whatever it is. Ridiculous. So just remember, if he wasn't threatening, they wouldn't need to like be like, I think I heard one of them. They're like, okay, I know like normally we're competing, but today we're going to get together so we can get rid of this enemy, this new enemy. So we're going to come together and get rid of the enemy. It's because they felt threatened. It happens. Whatever. All right. So sometimes people always what bat ears, bros. Anyways, so let's say, so haters will often project their shortcomings on you. So when you realize that that's what they're doing, you can detach more emotionally. You can be like, okay, I see what this is. I see what they're doing. I'm going to let you keep doing this. I understand why, and I'm going to move on. And I'm going to protect myself because I see that I am winning and that is upsetting you. And I'm sorry my winning is upsetting you, but I'm going to keep winning. That is my prerogative. So envious haters will thrive in competition. So if you're actually trying to compete with them and you're like going down to their level, they're going to love this. What you need to do is always rise above. So one really good thing you can do is when someone is trying to make you go down to their level is you always call it out publicly. Hey, did I do something to you that made you like say something so rude to me? Is everything okay between us? And now you've brought attention to the hater, and the hater has to say why they are hating, and they hate that. All right. Also, being disliked builds community and purpose, right? Once people start hating you, like I remember back in 2020 when certain people were hated for having their own minds and thinking for themselves, they were ostracized by a lot of the same think people, right? And what did this do? This built a community for us and a shared purpose for us because we were the ones who were going against narratives. We were the ones who were not easily programmed. And when we created communities, they were built on more strong bonds than the shallow bonds of we don't question authority. It's a very shallow thing to build your kingdom on. So polarizing filters, whatever, they can amplify our messages and purposes. So now that we know that this is the hill we're going to die on, we can build a good community with a strong foundation on it. We don't put up with this. We don't like when people tell us what to do. We don't like when people lie to us and try to manipulate us and try to coerce us into something against our best interest. We don't like this. And because of that, we band together and we are stronger. So being hated was our strength because it made us realize where our boundaries lie and made us firm on our boundaries. So good for us for having boundaries. And yes, it's going to trigger the people who don't want you to have boundaries. If someone's invested interest is in you not having any boundaries, either so they can manipulate you, use you, lower your value, do something against you to your health and wealth or whatever, if you have your boundaries firm, they can't do it and they're going to get agitated. So let them get agitated because they deserve to be agitated. So in summary, have boundaries, reinforce your boundaries, understand that it is good for people to dislike you. It means you are someone of worth. You are someone who is worth disliking. Nobody spends time disliking someone who's far beneath them. Nobody spends much time doing it. So the more people who are disliking you, mad that you're not conforming to what they want, let them be mad. You're doing something good. You're on the right track. Do not back down. As long as you know why you're doing it. Are you doing it because you were just brainwashed and you do whatever you're told? Or are you doing it because you have an actual logical what's it called? What am I going to say? A logical reasoning for why you don't want to do something. So it's different than I do what the TV tells me. That's why I don't want to back down. Or is I have read the research. I am looking at data. I understand how things work and how things don't work. And you are lying to me. Where are you coming from? Are you just doing it because you were told and you're afraid? Or are you doing it because despite of what you were told, you are not so afraid that you can't think clearly, right? So anyways, we are a community of misfits and we are very happy with our boundaries. And we will continue to have boundaries and we will continue to trigger those who don't like us having any boundaries because that's too bad for them. So, like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to do once a day something. And if you guys have any ideas for anyone you want me to work with or interview or be interviewed by, please head to the Discord, message me, message them, send stuff, connect things for me. That would be really cool. And I will see you all next time. And hope you guys have the best day ever. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow.
The old gods whisper with tongues of sin. They crawl through culture to pull you in. Don't be for sale, don't wear their grin. The old are rotten, don't let them win. Eyes and nets and mirrored glass. They promised youth, they cursed your past. You drank the light with ruby lips, but every toe